Hey everyone, my name is Selek and welcome back to the channel. So in this video, I am happy to finally show off Selekcraft. Now, Selekcraft is essentially just a community server with a lot of like MMORPG aspects from like all of my favorite games, and I kind of put them all into one, I guess you could say, with just standard survival Minecraft. And right now, we are in the spawn location. Now, if you haven't watched the trailer for this yet, I would recommend watching that first. But I'm going to take us on a little tour and kind of a little welcome. And we're going to make this into a little bit of a series of actually like playing it and kind of like understanding, how the server and, things like that is. And I'm super excited. And like right now, Ben, he's about to go for a woodland mansion, which is insane. I hope he finds it. He has been grinding, by the way. He actually recently just got promoted to VIP. So I'm going to wish homie a good luck. But this is the spawn. So spawn was hand created by me and my wife. And I had a buddy of mine, Dustin, who helped me kind of fix all the bugs and things like that with permissions. We did a lot of testing, and while things still aren't perfect, we're a lot better off than we were a week ago. And I'm very excited. But the server has full Discord integration, and it does have proximity chat as well, which I think is really awesome. It kind of makes when a lot of people are on a lot more fun. You kind of like run into people, and it just becomes a big adventure, and it's super cool. Now, there are also plot claims, so the longer you play, basically, the more protected blocks you get, and everybody gets it. So whether it be you're just trying the server out, or you're a part of the community, whichever. And when I say full Discord support, I mean we do have a community Discord as well. That will be in the description, a link to it. I highly recommend joining it. There is such an awesome community of people we have built, and very supportive. So if you have any questions about Minecraft, life in general, we have a great time in there. And even if you just want to lurk, I definitely recommend checking it out. A lot of great people in here. But let's get started. So my favorite part about the spawn area here is the fountain. That was one of the first things we built, and I'm pretty excited to actually like talk about this, because this is really the first time I've sat down and talked about kind of everything that kind of went into making this and why we did what we did. So this is going to be quite the adventure, so buckle up. But I set up all of these holograms, like that one in the beginning and like this, to try to give players and people who join the server an idea as to what you can do on this server. And while I'm sure there are servers that are similar to this one is completely unique. And the reason I say that is because there are quests in this game. There's quest givers with completely custom lore, items, and things like that that you can receive as, quest rewards and things like that for completing them. Like right now, you can see on the right side of my screen, the Master of the Waters quest. Once you complete that, you receive rewards, and that, is either money, items, you name it. I handpicked all of those. I've spent a lot of time on this server just trying to, make it the best thing it can be. And, I'm very proud of it. And people are having a really, really good time playing this. And like I said, the community is awesome. But to start with, you can earn money, and you can do that by selling a sellable item. So for an example, if I wanted to get rid of my iron sword, I could just put it in my hand, do /sell hand, and then 1, and I could sell it to the server. Now, everything isn't sellable, and that is just to kind of keep the economy in check a little bit. I didn't make the rules with that. It's actually kind of just the pre-basics on that. However, we'll get more into the whole money thing as we go on, but in order to get money, that's how you do it, and then you can also get money by completing quests and the auction house, which is something I will get into right now, which I'm actually very excited. Speaking of the NPCs, here's one of them. Here's Dustin. He is our honorable Dustin. He patrols this area, so if there's any hostile mobs, he's in full netherite armor and gear, and he will take them out. But over here is our auction house. So the building itself is just kind of, in place to kind of replicate it. So as you can see, there's things on like the wall and all that kind of stuff. But basically what you can do is you can do /AH, which stands for auction house, and that brings up an auction page. So basically anybody that plays on the server, if you get a rare item or there's just something that you want to sell to try to make money on, for an example, I put up a stack of baked potatoes for $500. If somebody wants that, they can just go to the auction house and buy it. So there's like melon slices by Fen, there's lodestone, there's a bow, there's a enchanted book of the Curse of Vanishing, treasure maps, you name it. You can put anything that you find in this game on here and sell it to other players. And it's kind of like a player-based economy, which is super awesome. And I really like that idea. Now, Gambler Nick, he did have some loot boxes, which were completely free, by the way. You pay for it in-game kind of thing. However, we found an error with that, and those are currently being fixed. We will get to it. I would like to say, when it comes to actually like programming the plugins and things like that, I'm the only one doing it. So this is a one-man show with that. So it's taken some time, but we have worked out a lot of the kinks. Now, if you go to the server Discord, there's actually a server patch notes page in there of things that I've worked on and fixed or are in the middle of working on. So if that's something you guys are interested in also taking a look at, I do keep up on the server. I play on it almost every day. I make sure things are working as intended, and if they're not, I get them fixed. I'm very active here. And, you know, if that's something you like, you know, again, a link to the Discord will be in the description, as well as the IP to the server. Now, we also have Zookeeper Andrew here, who sells a bunch of spawn eggs for different things. As you can imagine, he sells animals, you know, get it, Zookeeper, and, you know, like chicken, pig, horse, sheep, you know, just the fun stuff. And, you know, I've added things, I've gotten rid of things, you know, you kind of really feel out what works. And then next, we also have the Black Market Auction House. Now, this is something I'm really proud of, and this is going to be updated monthly. So for the first week, or the first month, sorry, which would be, June, we have custom items. Now, the Hollow Merchant sells them. Now, you will see this and be like, holy crap, that is a lot of diamonds. This server is juiced on diamonds. There are plenty of ways to get them. And in fact, I have one in my inventory right now, a part of the Black Market Auction House. There are a couple other players with it as well. Now, I don't know what seed this server has, but the caves in this are absolutely massive, and they produce a ton and a ton of diamonds. It's pretty awesome. Everybody's pretty happy about it, myself included. But with these are all custom items. So these are something that I make, or whoever makes. You know, I do take a lot of advice and ideas from the Discord. There's actually a server suggestions option in there. And, you know, I listen to everything in there. I listen to what you guys want, and I try to incorporate it the best I can, you know, without making things too broken. Now, you will look at these items and be like, wow, these seem completely overpowered. And sure, they could be. However, at the same time, it's like, for the amount that you're paying for diamonds, you deserve that, right? Now, it's something that you can use your excess diamonds to kind of look over, and they're exclusive. This is the only way you can get these specific items, and I've created the lore and different things like that. Now, with the Black Market exclusive, as you can see that right in the middle of the page, it has a created date. So things are going to go away and probably never come back again. It really just depends on where we go. Or I might recycle them later, but however, I want to make sure that they stay unique to when you buy them to make them feel way more rewarding than, you know, somebody that just starts playing, you know, a year down the road, whatever the case may be. You know, I want people to have the exclusive items. And I've always thought that's pretty cool. By the time this video comes out, there is a load or an exclusive item event for the first launch week. Now, I will extend it for 1 day after this video is uploaded. The last day was going to be the 14th. I will make it be the 15th. So if you guys do want to try out the server, I don't want you guys to miss out on that item. So basically, if it's your first time ever joining the server and you want an exclusive item, you'll get it as soon as you log in. But after June 15th, that will be gone, and it won't be coming back. So we'll have to find an alternative from there. So here's Diamond Dealer Kayla. So we talk about diamonds. Okay, so Kayla actually buys and sells diamonds. So you can sell your diamonds to her for 200 bucks, or you can buy them off her for 3,500 bucks. Now, this money, again, all generated in game by doing the /sell, completing quests and things like that. Super cool. And now these prices have changed. They were a lot cheaper. They were a lot less at one point. But again, with balancing and again, the patch notes, that is something that I'm always monitoring and trying to keep an eye on. Next thing we have here is the inn. The inn is one of my favorite places. It is a very cozy place. You can kind of sit down, you know, grab a drink from Innkeeper Fen here, who, by the way, also sells things. You know, just kind of the fun little innkeeper things. And of course, you have, you know, the rules. And, you know, if you need to report something or submit a ticket, we do have a ticket system on the Discord. Again, I strongly recommend doing that. We do have a few people looking at it at all times. So, you know, if there's any issues whatsoever. We also have daily rewards, so I can't pick up my next one for another hour and 5 minutes. However, every day that you log in, you get rewards. So we'll go ahead and do daily. So for an example, I'm 6 days in, and you get new stuff every single day until you get to the last day. Now, if anybody gets to the 30 days, there is some very good rewards in here. And, you know, I really don't want to spoil it, so I'm not going to. But let's just say your loyalty pays off. Now, next, you know, while we're in the inn, you know, obviously, you know, there's beds and things like that. But we're going to move on forward to Archaeologist Rocky. So this goes to my whole quest thing. So what you can do is you can click on them, and we start doing some dialogue. Now, from there, again, he gives you a quest, you go do it, and every NPC in this town who has a quest has a different quest. So the quests also scale in difficulty over time. So you might have like an easy quest to begin with, like this one, the shaft reinforcement. I don't know if you guys saw that, but it's pretty simple. It might take you a little while, but it is simple. But they do get harder the further you progress through the storylines. And let me tell you, the rewards you get for some of these, you can ask anybody in the server who have gotten, you know, a decent progress in. The rewards are very worth your time. And that is something I wanted to keep true with everything, because I know doing these quests can be tedious, but I want to make it worth your time doing. Now, as of right now, there's about 40 unique quests that you can do, with more already in the works. Over time, I will add more quests to all of these people. I will add more NPCs for quests. There's a bunch of stuff in the works, and I'm so excited, and it's been a ton of fun. Like Farmer Larson, he's another quest giver. So as you can probably imagine, he deals with farming and things like that. So, you know, there's a ton of stuff to do in this game outside of just your basic survival, and it's great. It's super fun. I even have daily quests, so if you get stuck on a quest, you're still able to earn money by doing a daily quest every day. And I believe there's actually 3 or 4. Now, we also have a library. So we did have a quest giver in here. However, the quest giver was giving me a little bit of issues, so we're tweaking that one a little bit. And by we, I mean me. So that quest giver will be back, but this library is very beautiful. There's a lot of books, art, you name it. I love this reminds me of like a Squidward tentacles painting, but it's just villagers. But it's pretty funny. But we also have, like, you know, a neutralized place for, like, you know, if you want to use a furnace or something like that, if you don't have one at your house already. And the cool thing about this spawn area is you can get here just by doing /spawn. Now, anybody can do that. So if you're at your house and you want to, you know, you're just starting, whatever the case may be, and you want to smelt something, /spawn, it'll take you right here. You can do it. And then after you set your home, which you can also do by just doing /set home, you can start just teleporting back home. You know, everything is very simple. And, you know, that's something that a lot of people like about this, and myself included. However, there are the aspects of that really require you to either, you know, work with other people or do it on your own. I really wanted to try to give the opportunity for people to play exactly how they want to. Are you a PvPer? Good news. We also have a quest figure right here who gives PvP quests. Now, one really cool thing with this is mobs and other players have a chance to drop their head. So you could literally slaughter a player and take their head and use it as a trophy case. It's super awesome. And that's the best part about it. So whether you're a PvPer or an adventurer, whatever the case may be, in my opinion, there is something for you to do here. And, you know, I would really love it if you guys checked out the server. I've spent a lot of time working on it, and it's been up for about a week. And so far, I've had an overwhelming amount of support on it. Everybody's been really enjoying it. Before this video goes on too long, speaking of teleport, we are teleporting home. I will show you kind of my house, you know, kind of give you guys an idea as to, you know, what we're working with. So I found myself a cherry blossom area. So I kind of settled down over here. And I actually just got some dripstone not too long ago. So I'm actually making a dripstone farm so I can actually use it in my furnaces. But I have a couple pandas who I got from the zookeeper. The other day when I logged on, there was a horde of skeleton horses and skeletons outside. So I was able to salvage 2 of them. So they're just kind of hanging out. I also have a farm here, just kind of hanging out. You know, right now I'm just planting a lot of potatoes. You know, I'm becoming a potato seller on the server. But let's go into the house here. So I have a direct route to a cave that I found under my house. Now, there is an ancient city under there. We will get there someday, but I do plan to actually make videos on the server especially after this, after just showing off what it is. But I intend to almost do like a let's play style as well. Even with other people, people in the community, you run into somebody in the proximity voice chat. I think it'd be a ton of fun. Now, with that being said, my other series on the channels are not going anywhere. They're not even taking a back seat. This is just what I've been working on the entire time. I have kind of stopped. I don't want to say I've stopped making videos, but I've slowed down a little bit just so I can make the server so everybody can hop in and have a great time. And that is so far what's happening, and I couldn't be happier about it. But here's my doggo. I haven't named him yet, so if anybody has a name for him, please let me know. I do have a name tag. And here's all my stuff. Speaking of the heads from earlier, I have some mob heads up here that I've gotten, and I have them up on my roof there. But with that being said, we're gonna go up on our roof. As you can see, my bamboo is going to the moon, if you will. But yeah, guys, I appreciate you guys checking out this video, and I hope you guys like what you see, and I would absolutely love nothing more than to see you guys on the server and playing with us. We have people from all different time zones, so if, it could be 3 in the morning for you, and it could be 2 p.m. for them. I don't know, but obviously different times right now with the community being smaller. There's different hot times. When a lot of people are on. Like when I logged in earlier, I think we had 6 or 7 people on. It just really depends. But I mean, as of right now, I would love to grow it. Have people on it at all times. Like I said, the community's been fantastic. You guys have been great. I couldn't ask for a better community, and I hope to see you guys on here. It's been a ton of fun, and I can't wait to see where this goes. And with that being said, guys, I love you guys, and we will be back very shortly. Bye-bye.